Hi, I am the left-handed reader. Welcome to my channel. We're continuing with the Buddha in your mirror. Thank you for listening. Let me know where you're listening from in the comments. Like and subscribe. The object for attaining Buddhahood. The question now might be reasonably asked, this theoretical stuff is all well and good, but how am I supposed to translate it into my everyday life? It certainly is not enough merely to look at the world differently from time to time, or to make some cool intellectual decision that the oneness of subject and environment is the correct way of thinking. In the Buddhism we are discussing, right thinking without diligent practice becomes, in the end, just idealism. It will not change one's life. Fortunately, even though the theory behind chanting Nam-Myoho-Renge-Kyo is profound, the basic practice itself is easy. Whether or not you understand Nam-Myoho-Renge-Kyo or what it means, the mutually inclusive relationship of life and all phenomena, or any other terms in this book, you can still achieve great benefits by chanting this single phrase, just as you can boot up your computer by pushing a button, although you may have no real idea how it works. The aim of Buddhist practice is not to understand the truth as an object external to ourselves, but to become one with the truth. In Buddhist technical terminology, this is called the fusion of reality or object and wisdom or subject. As we've pointed out, traditional Buddhist meditation aims to transcend the subject-object barrier and realize the perfect oneness of the self and external reality. Concerning this principle, Nichiren wrote, "Is not the meaning of the sutra and the commentary that the way to Buddhahood lies within the two elements of reality and wisdom? Reality means the true nature of all phenomena, and wisdom means the illuminating and manifesting of this true nature. Thus, when the riverbed of reality is infinitely broad and deep, the water of wisdom will flow ceaselessly. When this reality and wisdom are fused, one attains Buddhahood in one's present form." The Buddha realizes the perfect identity of oneself and the law, or ultimate reality. It sounds elementary, especially if one believes intellectually and essentially oneness of humans and their universe, as described above. We are all Buddhas after all, aren't we, right? The fact that we have the Buddha nature inherent within us, however, does not in itself mean that we are actually Buddhas. We only awaken to this Buddha nature when our subjective wisdom completely fuses with objective reality. To make this possible for all, Nichiren embodied his own enlightenment in an object of devotion called the Gohonzon, a scroll with the words Nam-Myoho-Renge-Kyo written down the center in bold characters. Today, the Gohonzon corresponds to the object, while our practice to the Gohonzon corresponds to the subject, or subjective wisdom. When we chant Nam-Myoho-Renge-Kyo to the Gohonzon, the subject-object dichotomy dissolves, enabling us to fuse with the macrocosm. In that moment, we manifest the state of Buddhahood. How is this fusion accomplished? The term Nam of Nam-Myoho-Renge-Kyo indicates devotion or our practice of chanting to the Gohonzon. Through our daily practice, we devote our lives to or fuse our lives with the ultimate unchanging reality embodied in the Gohonzon. As a result of our efforts, we simultaneously draw forth an infinite wisdom that functions in accordance with our own changing circumstances. This latter is the wisdom through which we human beings can experience boundless joy and freedom despite the uncertainties of our daily lives. After you have chanted, for example, people may capture your attention in fresh new ways. Complex relationships seem clearer, perhaps for the first time. When you go to your office, the Byzantine politics and backstage intrigues emerge into focus. Hey, you suddenly realize beneath all that bravado and arbitrary behavior, the boss is actually an insecure person who wants to be liked. At home, long-standing emotional logjams also seem to bow to subtle new insights. All of these subtle new perceptions stem from seeing the world with the eye of wisdom. The gulf that typically exists between objective reality and your subjective wisdom has been bridged. For most of us, the problems of life stem from the large discrepancy between reality and our subjective assessment of it. Now, perhaps for the first time in a long time, you can use this wisdom, this incredible overview of complex situations, to supply the compassionate action needed to solve problems. The Buddha in your mirror. Thank you for listening. Like and subscribe. See you next time.